I married a Philly girl. And you probably can't see it.
This is my second video update coming to you from Ayanapa, Cyprus on this Saturday afternoon. And you just saw U.S. President Biden in Pennsylvania. I guess he's campaigning for Fetterman. And if I was going to talk about Fetterman, I would probably need to do a whole separate video, but I'm just not going to go there. Anyway, that was Bidenopoulos, Greece's favorite son, saying that he married a Philly girl and then showing off his Philadelphia Phillies. It's a baseball team, the Phillies socks. And the crowd, of course, cheered as Biden was showing off his socks and his manly calves. Right? Anyway, that's a little Biden humor, Bidenopoulos humor. Let's get now to a breaking story. And this is a big one. This is a big one. I think it's a big one. Let me read you a post from the Russian Ministry of Defense. This is a post that they put out just a couple of hours ago. Let me read it to you in its entirety. And the last part is very interesting. Anyway, here's what they said. This is a post that they put up on Telegram, by the way. Today at 4:20 a.m., the Kiev regime carried out a terrorist attack against the ships of the Black Sea Fleet and civilian ships that were on the outer and inner roadsteads of the Sevastopol base. The attack involved 9 unmanned aerial vehicles and 7 autonomous maritime drones. The prompt measures taken by the force of the Black Sea Fleet destroyed all air targets. When repulsing the terrorist attack on the outer roadstead of Sevastopol, 4 Marine unmanned vehicles were annihilated by shipborne weapons and maritime aviation of the Black Sea Fleet, and 3 more were destroyed on the inner roadstead. Minor damage was received by the sea minesweeper Ivan Golubets, as well as the floating net boom in Yuzhnaya Bay. It should be emphasized that the ships of the Black Sea Fleet that were subjected to this terrorist attack are involved in ensuring the security of the grain corridor as part of the international initiative to export agricultural products from Ukrainian ports. The preparation of this terrorist attack and the training of military personnel of the 73rd Marine Special Operations Center were carried out under supervision of British specialists in the city of Ochakov, Nikolaev region in Ukraine. According to the available information, representatives of this unit from the British Navy were involved in plotting, organizing, and implementation of the terrorist attack in the Black Sea on 26 September this year to blow up the Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 gas pipelines. Got that? You got that? Wow. So they put this Telegram post out there. It explains a terrorist attack, 9 unmanned aerial vehicles, 7 autonomous maritime drones. They tried to attack the Black Sea Fleet in Sevastopol. The attack was destroyed and repelled. But then at the end of this post, the last 2 bullet points, they basically say that this same attack, the people, the forces that prepared this attack that just took place this morning in Sevastopol were the same people, the same forces, i.e. the British Navy, the British Royal Navy. They were the same forces that were behind. Did I just get photobombed? I don't know. Anyway, video bombed. I'm not sure. I can't see what's going on behind me, to be honest. Anyway, as I'm saying this really important information, these were the same British Navy forces that were behind the attack today. They were the ones that organized, implemented, plotted the 26th of September blow up of Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 gas pipelines. Whew, wow. Okay. So very interesting that they slide this in at the bottom of this post. They tie it into the terrorist attack that took place today. They say it's the UK, the British specialists operating out of Nikolaev. I imagine that Nikolaev is going to be one of the first cities targeted for takeover or liberation, depending on which side you sit on. That'll be one of the first cities that the Russians decide to move in on. But supposedly, allegedly, you have British specialists hanging out in the Nikolaev region. In the Nikolaev region, not Nikolaev city, the Nikolaev region. Ochakov, the city of Ochakov, to be more precise. So the Nikolaev region is going to definitely be something that the Russians deal with, I imagine, I would say. But it's these same British forces that took out Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2. They just kind of slide it in there. No announcement from the Kremlin, from Peskov, from not even an announcement like a press conference. I mean, this is huge news. You don't even have like a press conference from the Ministry of Defense or something like that, or from the Foreign Ministry, Maria Zakharova or Lavrov. Nope, they just kind of slide this into a Telegram post, knowing that everyone's going to pick this up, including me. Is this true? I have no idea. I have no idea. Of course I don't have any idea if this is true. I'm just reporting that this is what the Russian Ministry of Defense posted a few hours ago on their Telegram channel. Everyone is picking this up. Actually, I think RT already ran an article on this. I imagine the collective West mainstream media is going to totally ignore this. I also imagine that the UK, any minute now, they're going to come out with a statement, as will all of the collective West. They're going to come out with a statement saying that this is just rubbish. This is ridiculous. This is there's no merit to these claims from the Russian Ministry of Defense. They're going to probably say that we believe Russia was behind this terrorist attack. They'll put out a statement, something along those lines. This will be echoed by the United States as well, by the State Department and the Pentagon. It'll probably be echoed by Sweden and Germany as well, who were conducting their own investigations. They were supposed to do a joint investigation. There was supposed to be a joint investigation between Sweden, Germany, and Denmark, I believe. And this joint investigation was called off by the Swedish authorities because they said what they found was of national security interest and they couldn't share it. Germany then investigated and they said they pretty much know who did this, as did Sweden. Sweden says they pretty much understand what happened. Germany said they pretty much know who did this, but they won't say because it's a national security issue. Germany actually said, according to the Wall Street Journal, that they were investigating the pipeline destruction under the assumption that Russia did it. They were assuming, as they were investigating, they were assuming that Russia did it. But we all know, all of us know, that if Russia was behind this, then Germany, Sweden, Denmark, the European Union, the United States, the UK, they would take this report and publish it everywhere. And the media would be talking about this nonstop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the next 5 years. If Russia was behind this and if Sweden and Germany really did have the goods, the receipts to prove that Russia was behind this, you know that it would be all over the place. But the fact that they don't want to release this and they're saying national security interests as to the reasoning why they don't want to release their findings, Sweden and Germany, I think it's a dead giveaway that this was an act committed by a friendly nation. Could you call it a friendly nation? I don't think friends or allies blow up your pipelines. But if this is indeed true, if this is true, then I would venture to say that the UK makes no move without the approval, or at least the knowledge of the United States. So if this is true, and I say if because I have no idea, I am just reading you what the Ministry of Defense of Russia is saying. But if this is true, I would then say that you just have to connect the dots to understand that UK would never do this unless the United States or forces in the United States gave them the green light or turned the other way and said, do what you like. We don't see anything here. We don't see what's going on, but you guys are free to do as you wish. Something like that. Big news. Big news if it's true. I would like to see some more information from Russia, from the Ministry of Defense. But the fact that this came out in a Telegram post, very interesting way to put this news out there. And just kind of sitting at the bottom of a bullet list of terrorist attacks. Maybe the Ministry of Defense was waiting for some way to tie this into other actions by the collective West or Ukraine or something like that. Maybe they've been sitting on this, trying to find a way to just kind of slide it in there. And with this failed terrorist attack in Sevastopol, which they claim British specialists are behind, maybe they found their way to slide this in there. I don't know. I cannot explain the reasoning behind inserting this claim into this Telegram post. But all I can say is if the Ministry of Defense, if Russia really does have the information that the British Navy was behind this, then I think they should release it. They probably won't, but I think they should. I would like to see it. I'm sure that you would like to see it. I'm sure that Russia's allies and friends, India, China, the entire world would like to see it. And if it is true, and I stress the word if it is true, then boy, is it bad for the UK and the collective West, if it's true. It could be false, it could be fake, it could be a mistake. I don't know. So that's the breaking news. And man, the UK, their involvement in this conflict in Ukraine, the UK's involvement in this conflict in Ukraine is tearing apart the United Kingdom. I mean, it's tearing it apart. They really need to get out of this conflict. Otherwise, who knows what the UK is going to look like in a year or two. Because they're just getting their reputation, their economy, their energy security, their standing on the world stage. I mean, it's just their leadership. 3 prime ministers in like 2 months. I mean, the entire country is destroying itself on the altar of Zelensky. They really need to get out of this ASAP. The UK has said that they're going to stop Russian gas in January. Whatever imports of Russian gas are going to be wound down by the 1st of January 2023. This is according to the Foreign Office. From the 1st of January 2023, the UK is ending all imports of Russian liquefied natural gas and supporting countries around the world in reducing their own dependency. A statement posted on the office's Twitter account reads, that's going to help the energy situation in the UK from bad to worse. Since we're on the topic of energy, let's do a quick update on Ursula von der Crazy's trip to the Balkans. She's calling it a charm tour. That is what they're calling it. It's Ursula von der Crazy's charm tour of the Balkans. And she was in Bosnia, courting Bosnia to enter the European Union. Why any country would want to enter the European Union, knowing what that entails, the destruction of one's own sovereignty that it entails when you join the European Union. Why Bosnia would want to do such a thing, I have no idea. Well, I can see corrupt politicians or oligarchs wanting to join the European Union because that probably means a quick buck. But any country joining the European Union, well, you've just destroyed yourself, haven't you? You've given up your fiscal, judicial, financial, political sovereignty. You've completely demolished your nation by joining the European Union. But look, the EU at this moment in time, they're running around the Balkans and they're begging countries to enter because the European Union is a we'll take anybody club. We'll take anybody, anyone, come on in. We don't care what your financial situation is like. We don't care what your political situation is like. We don't care if you're embroiled in a conflict, or we just don't care. We don't even care if you're in Europe, right? Georgia, enter the EU. Armenia, Azerbaijan, come on into the EU. We don't even care if you're in Europe or close to Europe. We'll take anybody. That's the European Union. It's a we'll take anybody club. And Ursula von der Leyen visited Bosnia. She's courting them to enter the EU. And she made a trip on her charm tour to Serbia. And she was talking up this Bulgaria gas interconnector that is being built. And she brought money with her so that she could not bribe, I shouldn't say that word, so that she could help Serbia get through its energy crisis. And the European Union is subsidizing this gas interconnector between Bulgaria. It's actually something between Greece, Bulgaria, and Serbia. They're going to subsidize this as well. And she brought 163 million euros to bring to Vučić, the Serbian president. And she also met with, I think, the Prime Minister, Ana Brnabić, the Prime Minister of Serbia. She met with her as well, and she came with the money and said to Vučić, we know that you have energy problems because of the sanctions that we placed on Russia, but we're going to give you some money, and by the way, because we're giving you this money, you have to place sanctions on Russia as well. That is pretty much what she said, because it's part of the EU values, she said. It's all part of EU values. Sanctions are part of EU values. That was her statement. I'll read you what she said, but I'm paraphrasing you what she told Vučić as she was in Serbia. Interesting, huh? They're the ones that create an energy crisis for Serbia, and then they come along with money in a briefcase and say, here's the money to help you get through this energy crisis. But as we give you this money, because of the energy crisis that we created, you have to sanction your ally and your friend, Russia. Interesting proposition from Ursula von der Leyen, who I think now we should call Ursula von der Pirate. Someone in the comment sections from my morning video, as I was walking through Ayia Napa and I was showing the Pirate Club. The Pirates have the Caribbean Club, and they had a statue of Captain Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, in this club. Check out my morning video. You'll see what I'm talking about. And I said that should be Ursula, because Ursula is like a pirate. We should have a statue of Ursula von der Leyen on top of this nightclub, because she's a pirate stealing Russian assets and Russian foreign currency reserves. She acts like a pirate. And someone in the comments down below said Ursula von der Pirate. So whoever you are, I forgot your handle, your username, but thank you very, very much, because you've given me a whole lot of material to work with. So let me read you what she offered Serbia. Ursula von der Pirate visited Serbia as part of what Euronews described as a Balkans charm tour, starting by inspecting the construction site of the gas interconnector near the Bulgarian border. The project, which the EU is subsidizing, should be completed by September 2023. And I'm going to quote what Ursula said as she was meeting with Vučić. Arg, I'm Ursula von der Pirate. What we want to see is not only gas flowing from Bulgaria to Serbia, arg, but this project will be one step further to bring us closer to each other, arg. It will open Serbia's gas market for diversification. It will improve, arg, Serbia's energy security. And then von der Pirate said, arg, it's important Serbia is aligned with our foreign and security policy. She, Ursula von der Pirate Arg, she then tweeted out after the meeting with Vučić and the Prime Minister. Arg, Serbia was well advanced on its EU path, but that progress must continue. Such progress as aligning in defense of common principles and values and working together for security and prosperity. Arg. And she tweeted a photo of herself and Brambik. So that was Ursula von der Pirate as she was visiting Serbia. Now, here's what's going on. Here's the EU's energy plan going forward in the next 10 years. This interconnector is going to be completed by 2025, I think, 2025, 2024, 25, sometime around there. Anyway, the EU security plan is as such. They're going to build a bunch of interconnectors. They're going to ship LNG, for example, in Greece, in the north city of Alexandroupoli, they're building an LNG processing plant. So they're going to build a bunch of LNG processing plants. They're going to try and ship as much LNG from the United States as possible and other places, hint, hint, Russia. And then they're going to fill up gas storages all across the EU, and they're going to use these interconnectors to try and, help each other out with their gas needs. That's going to be the plan. Meanwhile, they're going to publicly say that they've cut off all gas from Russia. That's what they're going to publicly say. But privately, what they're going to do is they're going to go to Erdogan and they're going to get on their knees and pray to Erdogan and say, please, Erdogan, give us gas from Turk Stream. And Erdogan's going to say, all right, I'll hook you guys up, but the price is now going to be this high. I want you guys to pay me more than what you paid Russia because I'm the only game in town. And everything's going to pass through Turk Stream. That's the energy plan for Europe. And it essentially means that Europe is going to be a continent. The EU is going to be a bunch of member states that will not be able to compete with Asia when it comes to industry and just making stuff. They're out. They're done. And it's just going to be a continent of very expensive energy, gas, electricity, fuel, all these things. Going to be super expensive to live in Europe. And it's going to be a place where people come for tourism and for various services. Call centers, financial services, insurance services, whatever, stuff like that. That's going to be the European Union. And a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of people employed with the government, big government. Big Brussels government, big local government, all these things. So let's move on. And since we're talking about the EU, let's finish it up with an update on Elon Musk. Let's go for a walk. I've been sitting around a bit. Let's go for a walk towards the beach. So Elon Musk, in my morning update, I talked about Elon Musk on Twitter, and I said that he tweeted, his first tweet was, the bird is free. And I made an error this morning with Kanye West. I said that Kanye West was kicked off the platform, suspended, and then he's been let back in. Actually, I found out that Kanye West was never suspended from Twitter. What actually happened is that he had a couple of tweets blocked, and he just had to delete those tweets to be let back on. So his account was never officially taken down, was never officially suspended from Twitter. He was just locked out until he deleted some controversial tweets that he made. So that was an error. So Kanye West was never kicked off of Twitter to be allowed back onto Twitter. Elon Musk has since put out a statement, actually I think he tweeted it, that as of today, nothing in content moderation has changed. Nothing. They're putting together some sort of content moderation board, something like that, but Twitter's existing terms of service are those terms of service that will decide if someone is suspended or not. So nothing has changed with regards to suspending people on Twitter. The old system remains, and Elon Musk said that he's looking it over. So that's just an update there. But anyway, he tweeted, free as a bird. That was his first tweet. And then we had the EU official who's in charge of censorship, like the EU guy who's in charge of cancel culture. Thierry Breton, he tweeted out in response to Elon Musk's tweet, in Europe, the bird will fly by our rules. The bird will fly by our rules. Boy, these EU guys are so clever. Basically, he's saying that, he did say that the EU, according to their Digital Services Act, right, that doesn't sound Orwellian, according to the EU's Digital Services Act, Twitter's going to have to play by European Union rules and standards, which means that they're going to have to censor material that, according to this act, is categorized as hate speech, incitement to terrorism and information that the bloc's bureaucrats deem to be false. So Twitter's going to have to censor this type of information: hate speech, incitement to terrorism, and information that the bloc's bureaucrats deem to be false. So basically, Twitter's going to have to censor whatever EU bureaucrats wanted to censor, whatever this guy and his digital team want the EU to want Twitter to censor. They're going to have to censor, right? That's not authoritarian at all, is it? The EU, a beacon of freedom, huh? Freedom, human rights, freedom of expression, unless, of course, you go against their hate speech, incitement, or piss off one of their bureaucrats, then, Twitter's going to cancel you. In Europe, at least. Your tweets will still show in the United States, hopefully, maybe, maybe. But in Europe, they're gonna block it, and they're gonna ask Twitter to suspend accounts within Europe. So you're gonna probably get like, if you're living in Europe and you're accessing Twitter, you're gonna get like a Twitter that's curated to protect you against, the hate. I'm gonna have to walk this way because this guy's got a radio playing, and that's going to trigger the YT copyright algo. I'll just stay here. I'll just stick around right here. So yeah, that's the update with Twitter and the EU. So living in Europe, living in the European Union, your Twitter's going to be a lot different than the rest of the world Twitter, right? Opa. All right. So let's finish off this video here by the water here with a clown world. I've got a good clown world here. I think I've got a good clown world. Let me check. Yes, I do have a good clown world. Let me put up this meme. Assad must go. Assad must go. Remember that meme? 2014-15, Assad must go, and you would have a picture of Assad, like that with his ear. And then, in the panels underneath, it would have Obama laughing, and then like Obama crying, Merkel laughing, Merkel crying, and then Assad laughing. It was like this whole like picture of memes of all these leaders who got kicked out of office, but Assad was still there, and who were all screaming, Assad must go. Well, you have Putin must go now as well. And so we should get a lot more memes of Putin must go, and all the leaders, crying as they're let go. But this one's funny because you have the Twitter CEO, Parag Agrawal, who tweeted, this was a tweet of his, Assad must go. And you have Assad there with, who must go? And then you have in the panel below, Twitter CEO, Parag Agrawal, fired by Elon Musk. And then you have Assad laughing. Yes, another victim of the Assad curse. You have the Zelensky curse, but before the Zelensky curse, we have to be fair. It was Assad who originated the curse of collective West leaders who were all screaming Assad must go, and, well, the curse made sure that they were all fired. Lost elections, fired, had to leave office. Whatever it was, that was the Assad curse. Now we have the Zelensky curse, which is doing the same thing. Anyway, I am going to leave this video there. This one has been a fun one, that's for sure. We have a new nickname in Ursula Vanderpirate. I like it. I like it a lot. Anyway, that's the video, guys. theduran.locals.com. We are also on Rockfin. The sun is starting to go down here in Napa. Go to the Duran shop. Maybe you can pick up a cool Duran hat with the USA flag right here. And that's it. Check out Alexander's channel. Check out the Duran's channel. Telegram, Rumble, ODYSEE, BitChute, maybe Twitter. Who knows? Take care.